Hey everyone, and welcome to another GTA 6 video here on the channel. Today we're going to dive into some of the screenshots that were released with the trailer the other day. And I decided to break this video up into two parts because going over all 70 of the screenshots in one video would be an extremely long video. So to keep things more concise and organized, this video we will be covering the characters and all their backstories and screenshots, and the next video will be all about the locations of GTA 6. So let's get started with one of the main protagonists, Jason Duval. Reading from the newswire, Jason wants an easy life, but things keep getting harder. Jason grew up around grifters and crooks. After a stint in the army trying to shake off his troubled teens, he found himself in the Keys doing what he knows best, working for local drug runners. It might be time to try something new. Meeting Lucia could be the best or worst thing to ever happen to him. Jason knows how he'd like it to turn out, but right now it's hard to tell. And getting into the screenshots of him, the first one, he's in his personal vehicle, which is that blue Vapid one for the trailer. And we know it's his personal vehicle that he's in right here because of that light blue coloring. And you can really see just the fine texture work of the clothing in this game. It just looks so good. You'll hear me say that a million times in this video, but man, it is mind-blowing. This one shows us a brand new motorcycle, the Principe Alvino V1. It's a bit hard to see because of the reflection, but the bike looks great. And he's also holding a pistol, which looks like a kind of Beretta. It's probably just going to be one of the standard pistols that we have in GTA 6. But I'm also just blown away by the detail of the weapons, and the same goes for the reflections on his glasses in this shot. In this screenshot, we see Jason and his friend Cal in a bar, and this time Jason has a bit of a beard going on, so obviously we're going to be able to customize him to our liking. And the facial hair actually looks like facial hair and not just some taped on, drawn on facial hair like it does in GTA 5. This also gives us a good look at his tattoo on his arm, which likely is from the army or based on his time in the army. It's a skull with a parachute in the background. I can't quite make out what the word says, Marauder maybe? And he's also got a hat on that says Brian's Boat Works at Marina, so we know Jason and Cal will have some connections to that place, and Brian in general, he has some connections to. Here is a lovely shot of not only the lighting, but the gun detail up close. This is very similar to the service carbine we have in GTA Online, but just a whole lot more detailed. And I'm just really excited to see how the gunplay in this game is going to be when we see some actual gameplay, because GTA 5's guns are just kind of lackluster. They don't really sound like guns, and most of the assault rifles in that game feel the exact same. So this game should be a massive step up in that department. In this shot, I believe he's standing on Ocean Drive with that brand new iFruit phone. The car in the background is a Coquette D10 that's also making a return from GTA Online. So we have the regular Coquette that we saw in the trailer the other day, and now the Coquette D10. And the lighting here looks phenomenal. As we look into the upper floors of the buildings, it looks like they actually have interiors to them. Now, it could be that they just use parallax interiors so that they look like they have interiors, but they aren't. It's kind of like an optical illusion. If they somehow manage to give every building in this game an interior, that would be insane. So I don't think that's going to happen, but who knows with Rockstar. And in this last screenshot of Jason, he's out fishing with Cal, and this is probably going to be a thing we can do as an activity, taking a boat out in the water and just fishing with the boys. He's also doing his best Ryan Gosling impression. I mean, he looks just like him here with that hairstyle. Which just shows again that we will be able to customize him with tons of different hairstyles as per usual with the GTA protagonists. Next up, we have the other main protagonist, Lucia Caminos. Her description reads, Lucia's father taught her to fight as soon as she could walk. Life has been coming at her swinging ever since. Fighting for her family landed her in the Leonida Penitentiary. Sheer luck got her out. Lucia's learned her lesson. Only smart moves from here. More than anything, Lucia wants the good life her mom has dreamed of since their days in Liberty City. But instead of half-baked fantasies, Lucia is prepared to take matters into her own hands. Fresh out of prison and ready to change the odds in her favor, Lucia is committed to her plan, no matter what it takes. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding her, a lot of unanswered questions which we will have answers to when we play the game and the story, I'm sure. And her first screenshot is of her working out, hitting the punching bag. And look at the sweat detail, man. I don't think I've seen sweat so detailed in a game before. Based on the background, even though it's pretty blurry, it does look like she's in a gym. There's other equipment and machines there. Obviously, it doesn't confirm that we will be able to do this as an activity normally, but we've seen Jason lifting weights in the trailer, and now this. So it wouldn't surprise me if we can work out at gyms and just boost our physique. She's also wearing some earbuds, so I wonder if we'll be able to listen to music on the go in this game and not have to be in a car to listen to the radio music. Then we have her in a pool that could almost fool someone as a real-life image, I'm not gonna lie. The reflections on her sunglasses, the detail on the drink, you can literally see the individual pieces of cloth on the towel, it's that detailed. Jason is also in the background here in this image, and just like the previous shot, she's also wearing earbuds in this scene. Then we have a picture of her with a very different hairstyle in prison. So not only will we be able to change up Jason, but also Lucia, which is to be expected. And I wonder if we'll have a mission where we play as her in the prison life. Imagine the prison has this massive interior that we can walk around with, interacting with the prisoners and stuff. And the lady behind the glass here does not look like somebody you want to mess with, that's for sure. She looks pissed off. Here is a picture of her in that gold dress from the trailer. The lighting here looks amazing, how it reflects off the skin and everything. It truly looks as good as video games can get, I feel. And she also has a different hairstyle in this shot, so that's, what, 3 different hairstyles that we've seen for her now? And I'm sure there's also many more. This is an interesting and kind of dramatic shot. It looks like she's hiding from whoever the guy outside is. Maybe it's a police raid, I don't know. But she has a terrified look on her face, so it likely can't be good. And she's holding onto another pistol. It's not the same one that Jason was holding onto on the bike. This looks more like a Glock, I think. And the pistol the other guy is holding has a flashlight attachment on it, so that will be making a return from GTA 5. And for her last picture, she's sitting on a motorcycle outside of a bar, looking badass with that leather jacket on. We can't really tell what kind of bike it is because a lot of the finer details are not shown. But we can see the license plate that says Gloriana America on it. And people have been speculating that Gloriana is the Georgia of the GTA universe. And if you pull up a Georgia license plate, you can see they look pretty similar in design. So it's very possible this whole entire map of GTA 6 takes place between southern Georgia and different parts of Florida. We'll talk about more of this when we go over the pictures of the different parts of the map, though, in the next video. Moving on, we have Cal Hampton, Jason's friend and a fellow associate of Brian's. Cal feels safest hanging at home, snooping on Coast Guard comms with a few beers and some private browser tabs open. Cal is at the low tide of America and happy there. Casual paranoia loves company, but his friend Jason has bigger plans. And the first shot of him is with Jason outside of Brian's Marina, which is a location we've seen many times now. His shirt here is typical Rockstar humor. It says, "Violence is good, thanks video games." A lot of people have speculated this guy to be like the Lester of GTA 6, but to me he seems like that one goofy friend that just makes everyone laugh. But they also do describe him as being paranoid, so I'm not sure. The face he's making in this picture though kind of proves my theory of him just being goofy. He just looks like a really goofy guy. And he's at a mini golf course here. Having mini golf as an activity in GTA 6 would be really cool. GTA 5 we have actual golf, but I can see many funny moments with friends if they let us play mini golf together. And the course itself is super detailed with the waterfall and the alligator up top there. His shirt is pretty crazy too. It's got aliens and flowers on it, which also goes along with the theory that he's kind of a conspiracy theorist crazy dude. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that person in the background has a fanny pack on. So, new accessory potentially? Here he is again with Jason playing some pool, and I hope pool does make a return. It's been missing from GTA 5. Hopefully this isn't just a scripted thing for a cutscene. One of the major things I noticed in this shot is the iguana around this woman's neck that's wearing a crown on his head. We've already seen some exotic animals in this game. Jason has a pet snake, for example, but an iguana with a crown is a step up from that even. And for his final screenshot, he's just chilling in a pool in a flamingo floaty, downing some drinks, and even one of the drinks has its own floaty too. Getting into a character now that wasn't in the trailer at all, this is Booby Ike. Booby is a local Vice City legend and acts like it. One of the few to transform his time in the streets into a legitimate empire spanning real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. Booby's all smiles until it's time to talk business. Booby might seem like he's just out for himself, but it's his partnership with the young aspiring music mogul Draco for Only Raw Records that he's most invested in. Now they just need a hit. So this guy's pretty famous around Vice City, and he'll probably be one of the people we eventually meet and befriend in the story or perhaps do missions for. He definitely seems like a bigwig type character. You can see in this first shot he's holding a fat stack of cash, and his gun on the table is customized with a golden magazine. And part of the sights are also gold, it looks like. So our first look at the gun customization in GTA 6, perhaps. If it's like RDR2 where we can customize individual pieces of the gun with golden finishes and just different metal types, that would be sick. My gosh, man, it's just so insane how good some of these pictures look. It looks like I'm staring at a picture of a real person here. The detail on the skin, his gold chains. And this picture is also taken likely at his strip club at Jack of Hearts. Here he is outside of his club with Draco Priest. Remember, his description said he's invested with Draco about making a hit song. And the last shot is once again in the strip club, and the Gooners are going to absolutely love this game. You know, I'll probably visit the strip club, you know, just for that 100% achievement on the game. Obviously, that's going to be a part of it to, you know, visit all the properties. There's nothing else I would be doing there, obviously. Anyways, cool nod to a character from GTA Online, though. This guy has a Young Ancestor shirt on. And as we just mentioned, Draco Priest, here's his character description. Draco was always more of a hustler than a gangster. Even when he was dealing on the streets to make ends meet, breaking into music was the goal. Now that he's signed The Real Dimes, Draco's days of booking acts into Booby's strip club might be numbered as he sets his sights on the Vice City scene. In this first screenshot, Draco is with Bay Lux and Roxy, two characters that make up Real Dimes, which we'll get into next. And I'm not sure if this is in the Jack of Hearts club or a different one. The lighting looks sort of similar to the Jack of Hearts, but any other club could just have similar lighting also. Then he's here outdoors at, I'm assuming, another nightclub, but all we can do is read the dreams parts of the sign in the background, and maybe that's clever symbolism of his dream to make a name for himself in the music business. And one thing about this scene is just the background activity. The world looks like it's actually lived in. You have people doing a bunch of different things with different animations. It's not just like the same three or just NPCs walking around. They look like they're actually living in the world. Here he is mixing some music, wearing a Vice City Manatees jersey. The Vice City Manatees being a parody of the Miami Dolphins football team, even having almost the exact same colors as the Dolphins. I'm not sure who the person actually working on the music is. He could just be a side character or someone he hired. I don't think he's going to be a main character though. And for his final shot, he's standing alone in another club, once again showing off the crazy nightlife that will take place in Vice City. Now on to the Real Dimes. Bay Lux and Roxy, aka Real Dimes, have been friends since high school, girls with the savvy to turn their shaking down local dealers into cold hard cash via spicy rap tracks and a relentless social media presence. An early hit single with local rapper Downplay took Real Dimes to new heights. Now, after 5 years and a whole lot of trouble, they're signed to Only Raw Records, hoping lightning can strike twice. And I'm hoping these don't turn out to be the annoying, cringy, wannabe social media famous people. I hope they're not annoying like Sasanta and KDJ are in GTA Online. This first picture is of Bay Lux. It's nice they always have their necklaces on so we know who they are. And she's mixing some music holding a headset with the most detailed and realistic looking leather wrinkles that I've ever seen. Here's Roxy and Draco together, and it's going to be interesting to see how this relationship between Real Dimes, Draco, and Booby Ike plays out. And also how Jason and Lucia end up getting tied in or introduced to them all. Yeah, I can tell these guys are going to be doing some crazy shit for some social media fame. They're dancing on top of an Obey vehicle, which looks new. I don't recognize this as a car from GTA 5 that we currently have. The reflections on the car hood look really good though, much better than even the ray trace ones we have in GTA 5. Also, is it just me or is Bay Lux absolutely jacked in this screenshot? It looks like she has Abby from Last of Us 2 arms here. Now, the place where this is taken, it looks like it's right outside the Jack of Hearts club because you can see the sign in the background there. And the last picture of Real Dimes is both Roxy and Bay Lux in the recording studio. Lots of pink and purple lighting over the last 3 character screenshots. All of these characters are definitely going to be involved with the club scene in GTA 6. Alright, now we get into one of my favorite characters. This is Raul Bautista. Confidence, charm, and cunning. Raul's a seasoned bank robber, always on the hunt for talent, ready to take the risks that bring the biggest rewards. Raul's recklessness raises the stakes with every score. Sooner or later, his crew will have to double down or pull their chips from the table. And just on the description alone of him, he just sounds like a badass. He kind of gives me Michael vibes from the bank robbery experience, but he also seems like someone you just don't want to mess with. I mean, look at his stern, serious face on the phone here. He looks like someone who just would not stop hunting you down if you tried to betray him or something. Here's another photo of him on a boat at sunset, again, just looking like an absolute badass. Also, the detail on the boat and the steering wheel of the boat is next level. In this shot, he's in a vehicle driving away from a robbery with a duffel bag chocked full of cash. The car interior really stands out to me here, the detail on the leather seats. First person driving in GTA 6 is going to be super immersive this time around, I feel. In the background, you can see the letters MBA, which can be inferred to be Lawn Bank. So potentially that's the place he robbed, is like some sort of lawn bank building. Speaking of robbing though, I want to play this short 1-second clip of Raul in action because it shows probably a major mission within the game. In the background, you can see he's with Lucia and Jason, so all 3 of them are on this mission together, this robbery. And he's got what looks like a carbine rifle from GTA 5, just way more detailed obviously. And all 3 of them are wearing body armor. And it looks like they have garnered quite the wanted level with this robbery. Once again, though, he just looks like a badass. He's, I think, by far one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite side characters, at least of the ones we've seen so far. And our final shot of him is in a suit at night with the pink lights reflecting off his face. Just looks great. I just really want to know how we end up meeting this guy and end up doing robberies with him. And last but not least, we have Brian Heder, who we mentioned a bit in the trailer breakdown video. Brian's a classic drug runner from the golden age of smuggling in the Keys. Still moving product through his boatyard with his third wife, Lori, Brian's been around long enough to let others do his dirty work. Brian's letting Jason live rent-free at one of his properties, so long as he helps with the local shakedowns and stops by for Lori's sangria once in a while. Brian will likely be one of the very first contacts we meet when we start the game, and one of the first mission givers as well, that's my prediction. We'll probably have missions in his boatyard with Cal because his boatyard has been shown so many times. Here in this image, he's holding some of his product, it looks like, and yelling at this dude in the car potentially. But this shot of him in the car with Jason might be the single most realistic looking picture out of all the screenshots we've seen this far. This could fool someone if you told them this was a real picture. Just how realistic his arm looks with the detailed arm hair, the reflections on his sunglasses, the lighting and the shadowing on his head as it differs from being in the sun to being in the car. I don't know how they managed to make the game look this good, especially on a base PS5. And it's still a year away, so they still have time to make it look even better. Brian is an older guy, so the details on his body show that. His arms and face have more wrinkles on them, which adds to the realism of this game. All these characters look like real people. And for the final screenshot of the video, it's Brian giving Jason a gun, maybe to go and threaten a person to pay up. But he's got his hand on Jason's shoulder like he's about to give him a speech like, "Now don't go and kill the man now, I just want the money." This might actually be where we get our first gun in GTA 6. Because in almost all the GTA games, they gotta have a mission where they teach you how to use the gun, and it's just kind of like an introduction to the crime life of shooting and threatening people with a gun. But that is going to wrap up the information and screenshots of the characters that we know so far. Let me know in the comments which character is your favorite out of the ones we know, and if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA 6 content. Next, we'll be talking about a lot of the map locations that they talked about in the newswire, which I am very excited for because, to me, the open world of Rockstar games are just amazing. It's just so much fun to look at them. So we'll be looking at that next time. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.